Hello and thanks for joining us. This is the Signature TV 30 Minutes. I am Oboman Marvelous Chinedu. In the headlines, newly appointed Chief of Naval Staff Rear Admiral Zubairu Gambo takes over command at the Naval headquarters. Abuja Federal High Court sacks APC member of Kogi State House of Assembly. Kidnappers demand 2 million naira for each of 25 kidnapped youths in Taraba State. And now the details. We begin this evening's program with the Nigerian security. Rear Admiral Awal Zubairu Gambo has taken over command as the 21st Indigenous Chief of Naval Staff. Gambo was born on 22nd April 1966 and hails from Nasarawa local government area of Kano State. He was enlisted into the Nigerian Navy in 1984 as a member of the Regular Corps 36 and was commissioned a sub-lieutenant in 1988. The outgoing Chief of Naval Staff Vice Admiral Ebot Ekwe Ibarst charged Gambo to sustain pressure on oil thieves and secure the nation's maritime sector. The immediate past Chief of Army Staff, retired Lieutenant General Tukur Buratai, says he left the Nigerian Army better than he met it. Buratai stated this in his valedictory speech during the pulling out parade by the Nigerian Army on Friday in Abuja. He said that the Army under his watch had achieved tremendous feats in the fight against insurgency and other security threats in the country. He added that he ensured adequate training of personnel and enhancement of warfare capabilities of the Army, as well as prioritization of personnel welfare. Buratai said the Nigerian Army has been experiencing pockets of threats here and there, but that he could confidently say that no part of Nigeria is ceded to any terrorist group or criminals. The retired Army Chief added that a counter-insurgency operation is a warfare new to Nigerian Army, but over time the Nigerian Army had continued to devise means of tackling the ever-evolving dynamic nature of the threats in the country. Buratai said that while it was always necessary to say goodbye at a point in life, he said it was not easy to find the right word to say goodbye to the courageous and dedicated team that worked with him. He said that the Nigerian Army also made giant strides in infrastructure development across the country and therefore commended the officers and soldiers of the Army for their dedication and loyalty, which he said assisted him to achieve so much in office. The Police Service Commission yesterday approved the promotion of 20,356 senior police officers. A breakdown of the promotion exercise showed that 9 commissioners of police were promoted to the next rank of Assistant Inspector General of Police, while 9 deputy commissioners of police were promoted to the rank of Commissioners of Police. A statement issued by the Commission said the promotion exercise was one of the decisions of the 11th plenary meeting of the Commission held in Abuja on Wednesday. The meeting was presided over by its chairman Musiliu Smith, a retired Inspector General of Police. The Commission also approved the promotion of 3 Chief Superintendents of Police to Assistant Commissioners of Police, 1,577 Deputy Superintendents of Police to Superintendents of Police, and 2,293 Assistant Superintendents of Police to the rank of Deputy Superintendents. It also approved the promotion and confirmation of 7,283 unconfirmed Assistant Superintendents to Assistant Superintendents of Police. 9,072 inspectors to assistant superintendents of police, and 110 inspectors promoted to the rank of senior inspectors. The chairman of the commission called on the newly promoted officers to see their new positions as a call to more commitment to the duty. The families of police officers killed during the NSAS protest that ravaged the country in October 2020 have been paid a total sum of 160 million naira as compensation for the loss of their breadwinners. The Inspector General of Police, Mohammed Adamu, presented the checks to 39 beneficiaries on Thursday at the force headquarters in Abuja. He said the Nigerian police force would never abandon families of colleagues and officers who gallantly laid down their lives in the service of the country. Adamu added that the force insurance unit was able to process and pay the entitlements of the police officers in record time, noting that though the profession is a unique and highly rewarding career, it also came with a high risk for the officers. He further said that no monetary reward can compensate for the lives of loved ones and breadwinners, but promised to be praying for the families of affected officers. He urged the beneficiary to utilize the money judiciously in meeting the training and welfare needs of the children and wives of the late officers, so that their deaths would not be in vain. And now we move over to Hague. The Court of Appeal in Hague on Friday ordered Shell to pay compensation to 4 Nigerian farmers over oil spills and pollution caused by leaking oil pipelines. The case was brought in 2008 by the farmers and the campaign group Friends of the Earth, who were seeking reparations for lost income from contaminated land and waterways in the Niger Delta region, the heart of the Nigerian oil industry. The ruling could pave the way for more cases against the multinational oil firm. The court also ruled that the parent company, Royal Dutch Shell, was also liable to install equipment to prevent future damages. The spills occurred between 2004 and 2007, but pollution from leaking oil pipelines remains a major problem in the Niger Delta. Shell, however, had argued that saboteurs were responsible for leaks in underground oil pipes that have polluted the delta. The company also argued that it should not be held legally responsible in the Netherlands for the actions of a foreign subsidiary. And now coming back to Nigeria. Nigerians have been expressing their expectations from the newly service chiefs appointed by President Muhammadu Buhari. Signaturetv correspondent Chibeze Obi went to the streets of Abuja to seek the reactions of some Abuja residents to the newly appointed chiefs.
Not really. The major problem is corruption and godfatherism of a thing. But if that can be done, it has to do with with people that has actually been trained and has the fear of God. Because even if you bring new people that they still have Godfather and the corruption is still there, it will still continue.
The way things are going in Nigeria now, I think what our president did is the best thing so far by changing the heads. Because as I see things now, I think they have a long way to go. They have tasks ahead of them. What they have to do is to unite together and do their work. Nigeria expects a lot from them.
We appreciate the president for really listening to the public by changing the service chiefs. They are overdue. The public expected it before now, because when certain actions continue to persist, the right thing to do is change. So we believe that these current chiefs, they will perform.
We should pray for him and also back him up with prayer so that he will do well in the Federal Republic of Nigeria, because I've seen many chiefs have come and go, and many are deceived us by their logistics and their statistics. But with this one I know that is coming up. He's a very, very nice man.
The Federal High Court Abuja on Friday ordered the sack of a Kogi State House of Assembly member and lawmaker representing Ibaji constituency of Kogi State, Atule Ebuno, on the ground of a lawful nomination by his party, the All Progressives Congress (APC). Justice Inyang Ekwo, in a judgment, declared Daniel Enifola of the People's Democratic Party as the lawmaker for the constituency, having pooled 4,564 votes in the December 5, 2020 State House of Assembly by-election. Atule Ebuno was declared winner of the election, having scored the highest votes of 8,515 votes. However, Joseph Enemona, one of the aspirants in the APC State House of Assembly primary, had instituted the suit against the party and 4 others. Enemona challenged the legality of the September 3, 2020 primary election, claimed to have been conducted by his party, saying that his party unlawfully excluded 6 other aspirants from the primary election and also did not allow delegates to vote at the poll. The plaintiff further stated that while the law stipulated that the primary election could be conducted at the party secretariat in Onyedega, the APC officials allegedly conducted the purported primary election in a mall. The plaintiff further hinged his case on the ground that while the APC guidelines stipulated direct primary election, the APC officials manipulated the guidelines and purportedly used indirect system to pick the purported candidates, and demanded that the purported nomination of Ebuno be voided and another primary election be conducted. However, Justice Ekwo, after reviewing submissions by parties in the matter, agreed that the APC did not conduct a primary election known to the law. A Lagos State Sexual Offences Court Ikeja on Thursday sentenced one Nura Asumoge to 25 years imprisonment for the defilement of a 13-year-old in Lagos. The defendant was earlier arraigned by the Lagos State government on a 1-count charge in 2018. Nura Asumoge, who pleaded guilty to the charge, was said to have sent the unsuspecting underage victim on an errand on 3rd April 2018. On her return, the defendant forcefully had sexual intercourse with the victim and threatened her not to inform anyone. The prosecuting counsel, Arinola Momo Ayakambi of the State's Ministry of Justice, had urged the court to sentence the defendant accordingly, having proved beyond a reasonable doubt that the defendant committed the offense for which he was charged. She noted that several pieces of evidence brought before the court by the prosecution had proved the allegation of the crime levied against the defendant. The trial judge, Honorable Justice Abiola Soladoye, in her sentencing stated that the evidence provided by the prosecutors were credible, compelling, and provided enough grounds for the conviction of the defendant. Justice Soladoye found the defendant guilty of the charge, punishable under Section 137 of the Criminal Law of Lagos State, and sentenced him accordingly. She also ordered that the convict Nura Asumoge's name be entered into the Sexual Offenders Register in Lagos State. The kidnappers of 25 youths from the Takum local government area of Taraba State have demanded a ransom of 2 million naira each as a condition to the release of the victims. The police public relations officer of the Taraba Police Command, DSP David Misal, confirmed that the kidnappers had established communication with the relations of the victims. He said they have reliable information that the abducted youths and their driver were moved into a forest situated between Takum local government area in Taraba State and Katsina Allah in Benue State by the kidnappers. He also said one of the family members of the victims said on Friday morning that the kidnappers had established communication with them and demanded a ransom of 2 million naira for each of the 25 persons. He appealed to the youths of Takum to be patient, promising that the police were making concerted efforts to secure the release of the kidnapped victims. A lecturer at the Federal Polytechnic Nekede Owerri in Imo State has been shot dead alongside a fresh graduate of computer science. The lecturer, whose name was given as Steve Ndoka, was said to have been shot dead while driving in his jeep near Air Force Base along Owerri-Aba Road, Owerri, the state's capital. A source said that some security agents killed the computer science department lecturer as well as a student of the school, Nwokoro Chimobi, who has been graduated from the institution, adding that the victims might have been traced from afar by their killers. When contacted, the police spokesperson Orlando Ikoku said that an autopsy would be carried out to determine the cause of his death. And now on business news. Airtel Africa has announced that an application for the renewal of its Nigerian subsidiary spectrum licenses has been approved by the Nigerian Communications Commission (NCC). Airtel's Nigeria's 900 MHz and 1800 MHz spectrum licenses were due to expire on 30th November 2021, but have now been extended by 10 years, which will now expire on 30th November 2031. Raghunath Mandava, the chief executive of Airtel Africa, further disclosed that under the terms of the spectrum licenses, Airtel Nigeria has paid 71.61 billion naira in renewal fees. He added that Nigeria is their largest market and promised that Airtel will remain focused on bridging the digital divide and expanding its broadband capability in the country. He also thanks both the government of Nigeria and the Nigerian Communications Commission for their cooperation and support in the process. And now the stock market report. At the close of business on the floor of the Nigerian Stock Exchange on Friday, all the 5 indicators closed blue. The all share index, the volume, the value, the total number of deals and the market capitalization closed in the positive. Investors gained 127.2 billion naira. This was a rise in equity capitalization from 22 trillion naira traded at the close of business on Thursday to 22.18 trillion on Friday. The all share index rose from 40,169.41 points on Thursday to 42,412.66 points on Friday, a 0.158% increase. The volume of shares that exchanged hands similarly rose to 669.8 million from 555.3 million traded on Thursday. The value also rose from 5.7 billion naira to 6.5 billion, a 14.36% rise. On the activity chart, there were 29 gainers and 25 losers. Cutfield Lair Business Solutions was the highest gainer among the 29 gainers, while Transnational Express PLC led the losers. Over 44.9 million shares of Zenith Bank was traded and was the most traded among other companies. Its transactions were valued at over 1.2 billion naira in a 555 deals. Before we end the news, a recap of the headlines. The newly appointed Chief of Naval Staff, Rear Admiral Zubairu Gambo, takes over command at the Naval Headquarters. The Abuja Federal High Court sacks APC member of Kogi State House of Assembly. Kidnappers demand 2 million naira for each of 25 kidnapped youths in Taraba State. Please remember, the second wave of COVID-19 is projected to go up at this time of the year. Please do well to stay safe, maintain physical and social distance, and wear your face masks whilst going about your daily activities. That's the Signature TV News 30 Minutes. On behalf of my producer Damilola Abudu, I am Obommanu Marvelous Chinedu, and that is it for the weekend. Please remember to join us when we come back with Signature 30 Minutes on Monday. Do have a nice weekend.